which is our customers. It's always great to hear from Confluent and everything we're up to, and hopefully you've got a lot out of that today. But ultimately, it's the customers who have the challenges and are solving the problems and driving value in their business. And today we have 3 amazing customers here with us. I'm going to have them do proper introductions in a second, but I just wanted to give you a backdrop of what we're looking to cover on this last session. One, we just want to make sure you know a bit about the people in these companies and how they're engaging with data streaming and Confluent. Many of you have asked us about the personas. Who are you talking to in an organization? Who are responsible for these roles? The obvious ones like Kafka developers, but executives in the organization. The second is many of you have asked us about how does this tie to the business? So you can give us all the technical underpinnings, but connect this to the business value and what are the business challenges that you're trying to solve. And that's what we want to have in this conversation here. We then want to get into why Confluent over an open source option or a competitive option. And these folks are going to speak freely and candidly about that. They're going to talk about the value they're driving in their organizations to the extent that they can publicly here. I will say that they're going to be joining us at the reception afterwards. So they're going to be available to talk to you all one-to-one as well. And then we'll look at moving forward with data streaming in terms of what are the possibilities, what are the things they can move forward with next. So with that, let's dive in. We have here Mahesh from McAfee. We have Sarvant from Penske Transportation Solutions and Babak here from Vimeo. So I will kick off with you, Mahesh. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Thank you, Stephanie. I'm Mahesh Tyagarajan. I'm currently the VP of Platform, Architecture, and Protection Tech at McAfee. It's all the back-end side of the house. So going back maybe about 10, 12 years, I've been focused on taking monolithic code bases to the cloud, breaking them up into microservices, and starting to deploy it at scale in the cloud. So Walmart.com that you see today was built by my team between 2012 and 2015. Subsequently, I had a similar role at Kroger, and after Kroger, I've moved to McAfee, and I'm doing something very similar on breaking up what was there for about 30 odd years. And we've actually transitioned all the workloads to the cloud, but we're rebuilt all of that as microservices. And this is the year we're migrating out of the monolith into those microservices that have been built. And I wear 3 hats. One is the platform engineering. The other is architecture as we actually change for all of the stuff that is going on right now. And the third is all the back-end protection stuff like VPN, antivirus, identity protection, and so on and so forth.
Thank you. We'll come back in a moment on about McAfee, what you guys are up to these days. But Sarvant, tell us about yourself.
Absolutely. Happy to be here, Stephanie. I'm Vice President, Data and Emerging Digital Solutions at Penske Transportation Solutions, where I lead the creation and implementation of data management, IoT, AI/ML, generative AI, and broader IT transformation strategies. I'm an industrial engineer by training from IIT Roorkee, and I got my MBA from Vanderbilt. I worked for companies like Tata Steel, implementing ERPs. And before Penske, I led information management at Cummins. I've been working in the data analytics and on the cutting edge of technology throughout my career.
Thank you. Awesome. And Babak from Vimeo.
I'm Babak, Director of Data Engineering at Vimeo. I've been working in tech for close to 15 years, 9 years in data analytics, data engineering, and currently I lead the data engineering, data ops, and data platform at Vimeo, and all those 3 teams interact with Confluent at different capacities.
Well, now that you've got a little bit of backdrop on each of them as individuals, let's dive into each of your organizations. I think most of us probably know all these names, but I know in my time interacting with you guys, I learned a lot more about what each of you are up to. So maybe Babak, talk to us about Vimeo. Most of us have seen a video and know a little bit, but you're a pretty innovative tech company. Maybe tell a bit about your business priorities and what you are up to as an organization.
Absolutely. So Vimeo, we take pride in providing an all-in-one end-to-end solution, a video solution for our customers. And we have transformed from more of a viewing platform to software as a service company. And currently we serve a variety of customers from creative individuals to marketers, small businesses, and enterprises as well. And we have over 260 million active users, 1.7 million subscribers, and billions of video views every month. So as you can imagine, we collect and consume a lot of data.
Fantastic. And Sarvant, I was guilty when we got on the call and talking of thinking of the yellow trucks for Penske, but I learned you're a lot more than that. Can you tell us a little bit about Penske Transportation Solutions as a whole?
Absolutely. So at Penske, we love our yellow trucks, but we are definitely more than that. We provide innovative transportation and logistics solutions that we believe are vital to the success of our customers. Our product lines include full service leasing and contract maintenance. We have a truck rental service that provides both commercial and consumer truck rentals in North America. We also have a logistics business. Penske Logistics is a leader in logistics and supply chain management, and it is our wholly owned subsidiary. We operate more than 400,000 trucks and serve our customers from 1,400 plus locations. We are an information intense business with a lot of information getting exchanged between our customers, associates, and partners. And in our industry, vehicle uptime and supply chain visibility is extremely important.
Fantastic. Thank you. Mahesh.
Sure. As many of you might know, McAfee is in the protection of you as a person, your devices. So we started off as antivirus, but as your data and your identity and so much of your information is out there online, we provide that holistic protection of you as a person, identity, your credit, your data privacy. If you go look up how far your data is in all different places of the web, you'll be surprised. So we take care of you and your identity and your family. And that transformation, we're going through actually 3 different transformations at the same time. One is the product mix that goes from just the devices to protecting the person, an account. An account could have a family, could have a household, could have a lot of members associated with it. So that's one aspect of it, which is all aspects of your identity and data, apart from just the devices. The second transformation we're undergoing is we have a technology lift and shift that we've done, but we're going through this microservices transformation. We're breaking up the monolith so that it allows us to have better velocity. And that comes with all of the joys of like taking something and making it a cloud native architecture. The third is also our endpoints, that is really on the devices, have gone through a significant uprev in the last couple of years. So even if you're using it, unbeknownst to you, it's gone through a pretty big change, and you just see a new product show up in your hands as we've actually been able to deploy that out. So a lot going on right now at McAfee in that respect.
You had shared with me, and I think it's pretty cool, that you had over 100 million active endpoints right now. I mean, that's a lot of data, and maybe we bridge now into talking about data and data streaming, and then why Confluent. So
sure.
Let's talk about those 100 million active endpoints and how you're thinking about data streaming to address.
Absolutely. So we have active endpoints on PCs, Macs, all the phones. We sell very significantly through our partners in the OEM, retail, and ISP world. So it comes pre-installed, then you become a customer. So there's a huge amount of data that's making its way back. It's both telemetry and business metrics. So we can know to actually protect you better by looking at samples or by looking at events that happen in the endpoints. But that's one part of it. The main reason we chose Kafka and Confluent was the move to the microservices architecture. We are completely decoupled. We have domains that we're at 450 microservices right now. We were 300 microservices about 3 months ago. So, and by the time we're done with the migration, would be about 1,200 microservices. And these are completely decoupled. They don't call each other unless they're in the same domain, in the domain space. Like user is different from account, which is different from the subscription, and so on and so forth. So in those cases, we actually event between the various domains and various services. So somebody will say there's a subscription, and the protection domain will say, oh, I have to protect your identity. So it'll subscribe you for identity protection when the subscription domain says, like, there's a new subscriber that's shown up, things like that. So that was, I think, use case one. We were already using it for the business metrics and the telemetry that was coming in. We're also using it for reporting and analytics. So in the microservices world, you cannot do ELT or ETL very well. So we generate events, and that becomes the source for how the data is viewed from analytics, how we report into our financial systems, and so on and so forth. We also do that same thing for real-time business events. And the more interesting thing, and like it's usually the forgotten word, migration, and it's very difficult to actually migrate large amounts of data. So we're using the eventing system for that as well as we actually go through with the migration.
So when you say eventing system, maybe share with the group where you started, what were you using, and then your path to Confluent and why Confluent?
Sure. The microservices was a greenfield build out. So we chose Confluent directly for the microservices build out. It so happened that my architect came from prior experience having worked with you, so that helped bridge the gap. But we did look at, we were running open source Kafka before. We looked at why we would do this. And one of the things that we chose Confluent is the manageability, the governance, the security, and more so, I would rather put my engineers to look and work on protection stack than to be fully brought up to speed. Kafka is difficult to manage, so taking that difficulty out of our hands and putting it in the hands of the experts gives us the ability to rely on it and redeploy our resources into what we do best, which is protecting you as the customer.
Thank you. Thank you. Sarvan, talk to us in the same vein, the journey at Penske in terms into streaming data and how you got started and then how you arrived at working with Confluent.
Yeah, let me share interesting statistics first. Truck fleets deliver approximately 80% of the freight in the US, and the supply chains are extremely lean. Customers who are operating trucks, they have a need to know where, when, and how their trucks are operating. Similarly, those customers who are waiting for their freight to arrive, they have a need to know where and when their freight will be delivered. Without having access to real-time data, it's a huge issue. Disruption to the movement of freight can have a domino effect, whether it is by truck, rail, air, or ship. We all saw during the pandemic how disruption to supply chains had a domino effect and led to scheduling delays at manufacturing plants or stockouts in a local grocery store. So real-time data helps trucking companies and those who depend upon them in the supply chain make adjustments in real time.
Perfect. Thank you. And maybe share with us Babak, your use cases, how you're utilizing streaming today, as well as your journey, starting with open source Kafka and then moving to Confluent.
Sure. So I'll start with the journey of going from traditional data warehousing to real time, because this is something that limited us to making decisions with a day of lag when you're only relying on daily batches of data, and you're limited to midterm and long-term decisions, as opposed to being agile to pivot, to change decisions or make decisions quickly after a product launch. I would say we have two major use cases for real-time data. One is for Vimeo. Vimeo as a video platform. We have a reputation in the industry as a high-quality video platform, and we want to maintain that and improve that. And part of that is the experience of the user when they're viewing a video, when they're playing a video or watching a live stream. And that it's important to get that to collect data in real time. For example, the network connection of the user, or any information from the user platform or the infrastructure in general, to adapt the video quality, for example, the packet sizes that are delivered to the customer, to provide that seamless video experience in live stream and video playback in general. And secondly, we as a SaaS company, we're interested in understanding user behavior and to make product decisions. And that is to help improve and optimize the user experience, to understand what's the user journey like, and based on that we can optimize that user experience, and also help user with product discovery, for example, so that they can get the most out of Vimeo as a software. And this is again, we're getting the higher demand from product managers, product marketing people, marketing analytics folks, that they want to understand how a campaign is performing in real time. They don't want to wait a day when a campaign is launched. When we launch a new product, when we are running an experiment, an A/B test, we want to really be able to pivot if we need to, or make decisions quickly. That timely decision is really important for Vimeo as a SaaS company. And overall, with that would drive growth and also would help optimize the cost that eventually impacts Vimeo's profitability and bottom line. So that's why it's important already. It's a mission critical thing for Vimeo to have access to real-time data and analytics, but the importance is growing.
Fantastic, thank you. One of the things, as all of you are on your path with streaming data and with Confluent, is maybe sharing with this group how it's impacting not only the customer experience, but the business value it's driving. And I'll caveat by saying, this is a public forum, and I know that this question's within limits of what you probably can share. But I think to the extent you're comfortable with the group here, just talking about the changes in your business that you're seeing, the positive changes that you're seeing in your business, the results that you're seeing in your business as a result of streaming and Confluent. I think that would be helpful. Like, what are the gains that you're getting out of your business as a result? Mahesh, why don't you kick us off?
Yeah, I think I'll hit the non-functional area, and then it's a business benefit in allowing my team to redeploy resources from what they were doing to support what we were managing on our own to being able to free up that resource to be concentrating on looking at other things. That is one part of it. The second part of it is we do real-time metrics far more. We had a small number of real-time metrics, which we were doing through ELTs. We'd load databases and then we'd pull from there and then form some metrics. Now, pretty much everything that we do is through events. So we built this real-time event lake, if you will, and we can run, we use Druid for it. And we're now in the process of building out, oh, you ask me any question, I'll give you an answer, and I can give you a real-time answer. There's a use case for the long tail and the longer-lived analytics in the data lake, but there is also this real-time metrics that we can see right away if cart conversions are changing. We call it ATP or ATU, activation to pay. So all these metrics are very important to us. So it allows us to monitor a lot more and slice and dice a lot more because we are able to bring that into a real-time system. And I'm not getting into numbers per se, but you can imagine if you had a few metrics and then you have a lot more, you can certainly look at all the dials and turn it differently.
Thank you. Thank you. Servan?
Absolutely. So for our customers, vehicle uptime is extremely important, as I mentioned earlier. Before real-time data streaming, if there was a problem and let's say a driver is experiencing an issue, it was very difficult for us to find out where the truck was located and what was happening to it. Now with real-time data streaming, we can predict when a truck is going to fail. And in case of a failure, since not all failures are preventable, we can real-time data streaming helps us track where the truck is located, what's happening to it, what kind of fault codes it is generating, and we can monitor the health of the vehicle remotely. And that's where the value lies. The real-time data streaming is also helping us deliver better driver experience, and it is making our technicians' job easier, which is especially helpful given the technician shortage the transportation industry is facing. So there is definitely value, significant business value, being able to understand this sensor data on a real-time basis.
Yeah, thank you. Vivek, how about you talk to us a little bit about the benefits that you're deriving from it at Vimeo?
Sure. As I mentioned, what we are currently getting value out of is the real-time monitoring of our campaigns, our product launches, experiments, and campaigns. But if I want to go beyond that, what we want to achieve and we're looking into is to go beyond analytics and having a human in the decision-making process and enable real-time and automated flows. And by that I mean streaming the data and analytics back into our product and operational systems. That means adapting the user experience in an automated way by providing recommendations, or changing the user experience, making it customized and more personalized, and also for marketing campaigns, whether it's an email marketing campaign or an in-product messaging one. We want that to be customized and also in real time. I'll give you an example. If a user signs up, the first actions matter. And if we wait a day to send a message to user to, for example, upload a video or show them how to do it, how to create a video, that wouldn't be as impactful. And that's why these automated flow that can be unlocked and enabled by real-time data are important. So that's an area that we're looking into. And another area is real-time enrichment of data. I mean, we have our data warehouse that's hosting a wealth of data. But again, what we need when we're talking about enabling operational systems, that's where we want to be able to enrich data in real time, because that will take the load away from our application, that improves the performance of our application, and also, again, as I mentioned, will create that impact in real time. But this is where we're looking into implementing using Stream Designer and then Flink that would enable these opportunities.
Thank you. That's great. As we start to wrap up here, I would love for you guys to share the forward path for you guys on your streaming journey. You've talked a little bit about everything from microservices to analytics. to the supply chain. I mean, how data streaming and how Confluent are helping to drive your business around those. It would be interesting to hear any future use cases you're thinking about and your path forward. So maybe, Mahesh, let's start with you.
Yeah, this year we'd be using it extensively for just our data migration. So we have an enormous user and subscription base. We have to bring them over. So that would be the most immediate tactical use case. And then we would like to move our data closer to where our customers are. So I'm hoping that at some point in the future, we use that to geofence the data in various locations. We do business in 46 different countries. We're on this baby step, right? First get to the cloud, get to in one place, then get to many locations and so on and so forth. So that's the journey that we'll be very much looking forward to and using this as a methodology to get us there.
Fantastic. Thank you. Servant?
Absolutely. Transportation technology is evolving very, very fast. And we will see this industry transform itself as we see more digital innovations. We will see a lot more data getting generated as more EVs, electric vehicles, join the fleet. We will see the change in the behavior in terms of as vehicles get used, as more autonomous or semi-autonomous vehicles roll out. There'll be a lot more predictive maintenance happening. We may also see what is inside the truck, that getting monitored on a real-time basis. For example, real-time monitoring of temperature of products inside a refrigerated unit. So we may see that happening. The combination of artificial intelligence, IoT, real-time data processing, and computing on the edge, that is going to expedite this race to the left. And I see business and technology architectures evolving accordingly. I believe that's going to unlock a significant amount of economic value in this sector. So overall, I see a lot of very exciting things happening in the transportation technology world.
Fantastic. Thank you. And how about at Vimeo? What's next? What's on the horizon?
Part of it is that the opportunity that exists with providing a better video experience for our users. And that's something that we are leveraging, but there's so much more we can do in terms of monitoring infrastructure. And for example, looking at the network latency, average playback time, and to identify issues. If there's an infrastructure issue, to identify and resolve it in an automated flow. And that requires analytics in real time, because we are talking about milliseconds. We can't afford minutes even when we're talking about providing that experience to users. And the other is, again, related to video, is content delivery. When we have automatic content delivery network selection, for example, understanding and reading user preferences and adjusting the video according to that. That is, again, that's something that needs to happen in real time. And when we're talking about billions of views and millions of users, that requires a robust and scalable and reliable way of processing that data in the stream. So,
if real-time insights means no buffering of videos, I'm happy.
Yes,
and I think we all will be very much.
Live stream as well. And I have the mention about the use case of AI in video. Currently, it is being used in creating videos. You can, with a few clicks, you can pick a template and create a professional level video within minutes. But we're talking about the future, the generative AI, and the concept of text to video. So instead of the way that we interact with video creators, video creator tools or video editing tools can change. We can describe what we want a video as a marketer, for example, or how we want to edit it, and then that is and then the tool generates it. And that's, again, the back and forth with the data, the processing of data in real time is important, because we can't afford that kind of delay in batch processing.
Fantastic. Well, I want to thank all three of you for your time today. Again, all of folks here will be with us at the reception for any one-off questions that we can ask. But I know it's a massive investment of your time to come here, be here. I'll probably state the obvious, but it's not always easy for customers to also speak at an investor conference. So many thanks to you guys, and we really appreciate the partnership. If we can give them a round of applause.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.